What it do, Brian?
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna be muting on and off sometime.
One second. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
All right, good deal. I had to turn my switch my mics. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm doing beautiful, man. I'm doing beautiful, man. Just up and at it, man.
Good. You in at the moment?
You still over in that West Coast, that Las Vegas?
Oh yeah. I'm loving it out here, bro.
Yeah, I remember first moved out.
I'm loving this shit. How you doing? Where about you at?
You know, I'm still in Milwaukee. You know, I was out in Vegas.
Okay.
Remember back in 2017, and I came back.
Right.
So yeah, I'm back. I'm back in Milwaukee. I'm back at the crib, trying to get everything together and situated.
Right. You seeing you making progress on the on your chart? I see you are making progress on your chart work.
Yeah, man. You know what, man? All I gotta do is, man, is just really just put in the work, man. Put in that groundwork, man, and just really conceptualize what you're saying. And I mean, I apply every single step, and everything become clearer and clearer every time. I'm like, whoa.
Right. Practice and repetition.
Together, man. Yeah.
Right. After that, once that repetition and the results start kicking in, you start seeing the vision wide open.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful for real.
Facts. Have you dabbled any with the binary yet?
No, I haven't, man. I haven't gotten into that, man. I don't really quite understand that. So that's why I want to take baby steps, man. And I don't really know. I know all of that combined and all of that connected together, but I just don't know how to look at it. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel that. Do you have a binary account set up?
No, I do not. No.
Okay. I just put one in the chat. I was just wrapping up a one-on-one. He's still on. I got a manual still on. We were doing some binary options. I'm teaching him some binary options too. I just put the link for the website.
Okay, pocket options.
Right. So
Okay.
if you want, go ahead and create an account there.
Okay.
And you can follow along with me on the demo. They got a demo on there. I'm taking some live trades, but while you guys are learning, you guys can take the same trades I'm taking in demo. I'm going through this the compound sheet. So it's just practice. Practice makes perfect, of course. And I'll go through all the trades I posted, the swing trades and the daily trades. I'll go over those and top-down analysis, and then you just cut me off when you want me to reiterate something or point something out specifically.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds great.
All right, so I'll give you a minute to go ahead and get logged into that binary pocket option and whatnot, and I'll begin. We got one trade in now that expires in about 10 minutes. We got that running right now on binary.
Should I should I go on my phone and create it real fast or on a laptop right now?
Either one. You can wherever's easiest for you, either laptop or the phone, either one.
Okay.
They do got a mobile app though for future reference.
Okay. Just a moment.
So you can trade on the go with this pocket option.
They got a couple different they come up on the App Store and the PO trade or the pocket option signals. or the pocket?
All right, for the actual trading app, PO Trade.
PO Trade.
The other ones, yeah, the other one is like little training and shit.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I see you've been killing. Yeah, y'all be talking about the binaries. I'll be like, whoa, yeah, that's out of my league, man. I don't know what's
the
going
binary
on
is
in that
real. It comes in handy when you're sitting around waiting for a trend to take or something like that. You can actually, take 5, 10, 15,
Okay.
20, 30-minute trades on the way. And each payout is up to 90%. What I do with the compounds is typically, no matter what my balance is I start a compound. Either first trades, usually typically anywhere from 10, 25, 50, or $100. And after the first trade, I take the profit from every single trade and throw it back in on the next trade. 10 trades in a row, no matter how long it takes you, whether it takes 2 weeks or a month to hit 10 perfect trades in a row, that say starting with 15 profits $6,200.
Wow.
So for example, today I started with 25. I lost the first 2 trades, so I'm still at the $25 amount. So this trade that I'm in now is $25 that expires in about 7 minutes now. It expires in 7 minutes. Now, when I win this $25 trade, the next trade will be $35. Because off the 25, I profit 12.
Okay.
So I'll get the original 25 plus the 12, which is 37.
Gotcha.
So the next trade is 37.
Okay, that's how you really count power. Okay, that's how you count on your account.
Right, and I do it, and I try to get as accurate and precise on those 10 trades as possible. Like I said, whether it takes me a whole day or a week or 2 weeks, that compound really caps.
Got you. So when I'm the pocket option of is popping up, do I put open account or put demo?
Click demo for now, and then you can go back and open up an account later on.
Okay.
And that pound is still pushing.
Okay. I'm in right now.
Okay, so on the next trade you can get, it looks like I might lose this trade as well if this pound keeps pushing up. Now, let me go ahead and I will go through the top-down analysis all the way to how I found this particular trade opportunity. All right, starting with the monthly. Here, looking at this monthly chart, doing my top down. Of course, these arrows highlight higher highs and higher lows. So just looking at a glance right here, here's an uptrend, the higher lows, higher highs. That trend was broke. Now we see the lower highs. So we know these highs and these lows are similar, or are technically low key in the same area. So we know this area right in here is a range, just by looking at a glance at the way those arrows are placed.
Right, I see it. Right.
Down here, we are below the range, so we're likely going to continue pushing down on the monthly time frame. So what we can do is now we can highlight specifically right in here at that low.
Can you kind of look at that rectangle and look at those two peak formation highs and say that they testing the resistance? Is that resistance or no?
Yes, you can say that's the high point. Due to the fact that they're so close in range and they're not spread out like per se this low and this low, these lows are pretty much bunched up. So we know that this area is a ranging area.
Okay.
This was a breakout down in this way, but overall we're at the bottom. We're back at the top of the bottom of the range retesting. So at this level, if we just think in theory that this level is resistance, it's being retested and forming a double top.
Yeah, exactly. Got you.
So moving on from there, of course, now we just bumped down a level weekly.
Okay.
Now here we are on the weekly. There's that double top that we're looking that we identified.
Exactly, and it lines up with the chart levels we just did on a month.
Exactly. Yeah, it looks like I might lose that binary unless I get another push down, but that's all right. Once we hit this 10, we're gonna hit this 10-0 today. So we gonna cap all that back. So it's good you guys are gonna get some practice in right now before y'all drop some live money, and y'all gonna see that account double up in a second, and y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, this binary where it's at. All right, so now we have a double top here off the weekly. So we know overall, long-term rise, we need to be swinging this downwards. We need to be looking for sales overall, long-term. So any buy opportunity is likely a short-term scalp.
Got you.
Now let's hop on the daily. Also, Kim, with this template, these are the RSI down here is color-coded. All right, when it's white, we're looking for lower lows. We're in a bearish trend. When it's green, we're looking for higher highs and higher lows. So when it's green, we'd be entering at higher lows. When it's white, we'd be entering at lower highs for sales and higher lows for buys when it's green.
Okay.
So now let's pop down to the daily. Here at the daily, as you see, we have trending down below. The trend changed right here. And that was first identified by this lower low or this lower high.
Okay.
And the color change down below in the RSI. Now, while it's white and it's popping up green, barely getting over the 50, we know those are retraces.
Okay.
So right here, we have a peak, and here's another peak, which is likely retested and forming that double top. But notice how the high is lower than the previous one. So we know we're still pushing down. Right in here. And look at the RSI. It can't get over the 50.
So
now,
not to cut you off, so basically, you basically saying there's not enough momentum to look at, like with the RSI right there.
Right, not enough momentum, because overall the higher time frames are pushing down.
Exactly.
So we know the strength in the market is pushing down. So we know the strength is at the resistance point.
Gotcha.
Anything that pops off support is likely short term.
Gotcha.
So now looking at the 4 hour, this is what we're seeing. And look at the RSI. It's not quite white, but it's pushing down towards the color change. Now we would go into the 1 hour. And once we get down to the 1 hour, we can start seeing the intraday situation, because now we're looking at the higher highs or higher lows of the day. So, you know, what I always say is every candle is going to retest the higher low of the previous one. So looking at the intraday situations, now we're looking at the blue tracer, which indicates the higher highs and higher lows of the day. So now looking in right here, we got the yesterday's high and yesterday's low. Looking at yesterday's low, notice how it's at the same level as previous day's low as well, which means that this area here is likely a supportive area.
Okay.
Now, if you notice, yesterday's high has already been tested here. Yesterday's low hasn't been tested. So that's likely where the target for the intraday trend is going to head to. Coming in back into the 30. Okay, and as far as binary, I'm actually going to take a binary trade. I'm going to take a 15-minute sell here on the pound USD. So as far as the pound USD, I just entered a 15-minute sell. And you can do that one for 25. So enter trade amount 25, purchase time 15, and then hit sell on pound USD.
Okay, got you.
So keep as I keep going down into, well, I'm gonna go back to the 30 and here back on the 30. Now, with identifying that price has already retested yesterday's high and we're likely going to target yesterday's low, now we can form the intraday trend and trade it on the way down. We have our intraday target, which is down here. Because we know the higher time frames are pushing down, once we get down to our intraday situation, we know which way the intraday target's going. So now everything's going to line up with the higher time frame on its push down.
Okay.
Let's say this, we'll make this our intraday target. So now all we have to do on an intraday basis is trade the trend in line all the way down here to our ultimate target. So let's go into the 15. Here's where we're at on the 15. And now, since this was the retrace, we can now looking at the hour. I'm gonna go back to the hour. The 30-minute was it? How we peaked up right here over the 50 and we're green.
Okay.
Again, that's a sign of a retrace. So say for instance, if you're in a anticipating a bearish trend,
okay,
the best entries are going to come right at that retrace pop. Right here as price popped over 50 and it'll come back down. That'll be the best point of entry because that's going to be your lower high compared to this one.
Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
So right in here is where we actually got the trend change. Then right in here is the retrace. That'll essentially bring the RSI back down in here. And if you look at the price action, it'll be down like this. So going into the 5-minute or the 15, no, I'm gonna go to the 5. Here at the 5, in that zone, this is the price action that we're left with, which falls in line with this previous resistance over here.
Oh yeah, that's strong right there.
And now that we have completed the retrace, remember now we look at time. New York session coming into play. So now all the retraces should be done and the actual intraday move should now take heed. We should now be seeing the intraday. The sessions have already played out. We saw the Asian session. We saw the London session. Now the New York session is the last session. So now we can anticipate price beginning to move towards the intraday trend. Traps have been set through Asian, London, New York's going to be the trending session for today. It's 8 o'clock now, so we know New York is coming in. Based on price action, we see the traps have been set. So ultimately, being that New York is the last session of the day, that would be the session that we see the trend take to our intraday target down here.
Okay.
So again, now on the lower time frame, since we have our overall intraday target, now we just ride the trend to that target, and we can use the 5-minute chart for that. And of course, we'll want to enter at lower highs. So say for instance, boom, boom, entry, boom, boom, entry, boom, boom, entry, all the way to our target, intraday target. And that's how I trade the binary. Every now and then, I enter the trade here, so I lost those. But now I'm gonna ride the complete trend down, taking binaries all the way out. Also, taking binaries, of course, we're looking at the same chart as Forex. So we can also enter Forex positions. Like I said, I trade Forex in line with binary. So every time I take a binary entry, I'm likely taking a Forex entry at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I think one of my issues been when I've been marking my charts up is trying to get the broker's time aligned up with my my current time zone, so I can just be on the know about the session times and stuff like that. So I've been trying to like find some templates to go with that, because when I look down, I'm like, hold on, like that's not the right time. I'm trying to just align everything.
Right. I feel it. So the best way to conquer that situation is like me. I for example, I still trade everything based on Eastern time. So I know I'm 3 hours back. So I anticipate. So I know New York session starts about 5 a.m. my time.
Okay.
London session starts about 2 my time. So for you, you'll want to look at the session starting at 4 and 7.
Gotcha. Okay.
So your London will be about 4. Your New York will be about 7.
Okay. Bet.
Keep those times in mind.
Keep that in mind. Bet. So so basically we looked at on this GBP USD, we looked at the monthly and we looked at the weekly, and that's how we identified our directional bias with the double top we seen.
Right. That's how we identified the original directional bias. And from there, once you have the higher time frame directional bias, once you get down to the 1 hour and the 30-minute, then that's when you start to apply your intraday rules based on the previous day's highs and lows.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the higher time frame, the monthly, weekly, gives you your zones and your directional bias and your long-term trend. Your 1 hour to daily gets you in that trend. Once you get down to the daily, the 1 hour or so forth, you'll be able to see based on your higher time frame analysis, you'll be able to see whether or not to take, maybe it might be a retrace, or it might be a trade in line with the trend. So what I mean by that is looking over here, looking at what is this? Thursday, Wednesday, looking at Monday. Monday would have been a retrace, of course, because we know the trend's down. But if you look at how the London session and everything played out based on the previous day's high and low, which is here, which is oh shit, I can't grab it. I'm trying to grab it. Okay, which is right here. So if we look at this particular day, we know based on our higher time frames, we know the trend's down. But based on what happened here in London session, if you look at the intraday situation, we're already below the high, and the target was the previous day's high, which was hit here. But considering the trend is still down, as soon as this level here was retested, notice how price came right back in the range. So this right here would have been New York.
Okay.
And that would have been the midweek reversal. That would have been the midweek reversal Tuesday during New York. And now you see we're gonna get our lower highs and lower lows in line with the higher time frame trend. So that would be another ABC formation. So we can use our Fibonacci in this situation from swing high to swing low, retrace here to the 50.
See that.
And now the expansion is going to come in and take us in line with the trend. Down here to our targets.
Do you use the expansion indicator a lot, the tool a lot, or no?
Yes. Once I've identified that it's a potential ABCD, that's when I pull that expansion out.
So the best way to define the ABCD is on a 1 hour chart.
Any time frame, to be honest, you know, the pattern can show up on any time frame. I analyze it best on the 30-minute or 1 hour for intraday. Of course, there's still going to be an ABCD somewhere in here on the monthly and on the weekly. So right here on the for example, here on the monthly, the ABCD pattern that I can see right off the bat is A to B, B to C, and C to D. ABCD is, you can really see it when you see a retrace. Basically, it's just any type of retrace in a trend. So a higher or a lower high or a higher low. So for example, this one right here would be
from the CD. I mean, from the BC.
From AB.
Okay.
So if your C point is lower than A, then you've got an ABCD pattern. So here would be C, here would be A.
Gotcha.
And the expansion would look like this. You see, we hit the first Fibonacci expansion with 61.8. But let me show you this based on the original Fibonacci point. From here, from A to B, price now is at a resistance level, which is the bottom of the trend.
Got you. Okay, I see it.
The 100. So overall, this monthly is definitely heading downward. Going back into the 30-minute or so, here we go back into our intraday situation. And we're right inside of our monthly zone right now. That's why we've actually been seeing the day on the pound range up here at the high, right in here. We've been seeing that range, but we should be getting that breakout shortly here. And I believe it's going to happen this quarter because once crypto breaks out, it's going to drop all these currencies.
Yeah.
Yeah, crypto is going to drop all these currencies. And crypto is actually increasing the value of the dollar at the moment. So the dollar is actually rising with crypto.
Okay.
Yeah, the dollar is actually rising up with crypto at the moment.
So have you like, far as the Fibonacci go, I haven't really used it like that a lot. I just really, I guess the last couple of weeks, I just been focusing on my key charting and figuring out level and accounts and stuff like that. But when it comes to the Fibonacci, do I just wait till I get down to the 15-minute and an hour just to see like where I can get in at or something like that?
For the most part, when it comes to the Fibonacci, anytime, like say for instance, zoomed out right here, using my arrow indicator just to help me eyeball it without having to do too much extensive work.
Right.
You can use the Fibonacci anytime you see the trend change. So, and what I mean by that is, you've likely heard me say trend over in the past. What I mean by that is, say for instance, right here, we got a low, high, higher low, high. So right here, where this is broke, and now we have the first lower low or lower high right here, this sequence here, that would mean trend over. That would mean this trend is now over.
Got you.
And when the trend is over, that's when the Fibonacci is pulled out. So trend over means Fibonacci can be used from the beginning of that trend to the end of that trend. And here we got the trend over. Boom, boom.
Wow. Okay.
Now here we're not trending. We are in a range. Here we're trending again. High, low, lower, high. So of course, that was off of the expansion from here to here, per se. And then we have another trend beginning right here.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So now on this trend, since we already know the current expansion still has targets to reach, based on this blue trend in this Fibonacci, you see we've retraced to the 38. Now we have another ABCD or another expansion. We can now move our expansion down here. And now we're looking at this. So now we have some more expansion targets, still in line with the original one. So really, anytime you can identify a trend change, you can pull out the Fibonacci on the previous swing.
Okay. So never pull it out on a range and consolidation like zone.
Right. It wouldn't be any good. It's only good in a trending market. So for example, looking here at the pound USD, we can see higher highs, the series of trend up this way, and then the trend changes right here. So just looking at it at a glance, we can see the trend is up, and the first sign of the trend change is right here with these lower highs.
Right, right.
So trend over, Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. Here we got a double top at the end of that trend, and now we're heading downwards. So here essentially is a low-key Fibonacci, low-key, what you call it, harmonic pattern.
Okay.
Now, harmonic patterns are just series of Fibonacci points combined. So what I'm seeing here, just off a glance for this particular harmonic, is this right here. Which would complete and give us a target down here. So we won that binary. That binary timed out for you guys?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, it did.
Okay, good deal. Now we did 25 on the first one, so this one will be the next one will be 38.
38, the trade amount?
Yeah, trade amount 38.
Same 15 minutes?
Yeah, but we're not gonna take it just yet. We're gonna wait for another clean entry. So it'll likely come in about 5 minutes or so. Now that, of course, we know the intraday trend is now down. So now all we have to do now is ride this 5-minute trend in that direction. So if we look back here at this trend here, we see it trending higher, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, boom, higher high. This high is a little higher. Trend over.
Okay, I see.
Fibonacci. Boom. Now we're at the 61 and the 50, so we know we're in the retracement entry zone for our ABCD pattern. A, B, B, C, C, D, all in line with the higher time frame. So coming in closer to, say, the 55-minute, we'll zoom back in. Now, based on this, what we'll likely do is we'll likely enter our next trade at the close of this next 55-minute candle. And we can likely see that real clean on the 1 minute. There you got it, right there.
Okay.
So with that being pointed out right there, I'm going to go ahead and enter my 15-minute trade now for pound USD, 15 minutes down. Up, and it fell immediately. So we're in that for another 15 minutes, pound USD down. And that second trade was 38. Everything making sense?
Man, everything is coming together, man.
Okay, absolutely. Good deal.
Absolutely, man. I'm understanding the bigger picture of things and how the bigger time frames and lining up with with the smaller trends and the patterns and things of that nature. I think one of the issues I basically was trying to figure out is how to identify or how to draw up divergence. I think that's like, can you show me an example of divergence or what time frame is best looked at for divergence?
Okay, divergence is gonna be how can I explain divergence? Divergence, you're really only see divergence when you are using an oscillator. Okay, so for example, not necessarily the one I have here. So let me move that out the way. I'm actually gonna refresh this. Let me refresh this. All right, put it there. I'm gonna remove all these, and I'll point out some divergence. So divergence, you'll most likely want to use just the RSI, the regular RSI at say 21, or I'm gonna actually go a little lower. I'm gonna go to a 14. Oh yeah, we getting good pips now. See now how the New York market completed all the other sessions, set their traps, and now New York's taking in for the intraday move. All right, so divergence would be on an intraday basis. It's best seen on the 15-minute chart. So right here would be divergence. You're not gonna see it every day, but right here would be divergence. Divergence is any imbalance in price action in the oscillator. So right here on the oscillator down below, you see how these highs are equal. Okay. But if you look at price action, it was imbalanced. So when this new high was formed and the RSI formed the equal high, that would have been a sign to sell at that divergence. So a divergence is basically any imbalance in the oscillator and price action.
Okay.
That euro pound is now coming back up as well. I'm still in that euro pound buy. I'm in a euro pound. As far as my entries today, I'm in pound short, euro pound long, New Zealand CAD long, gold short, Aussie USD short. Okay. Those are my positions that I'm in as of today, right now. I believe we'll be able to get all 10 of these binaries off this pound.
So when you send out your signals to the group, those normally like swing trades?
I've been trying to separate them between the two, intraday trades and the daily swing trades. So when I post them, make sure you pay attention to what topic I'm posting that trade under.
Okay, got you.
There's a daily trade topic and a swing trade topic.
Okay, got you.
For example, yesterday with gold was a short-term buy for the daily daily trade. But Monday, I put in the swing sell for gold.
Makes sense.
So although I tried to buy it yesterday, I was still holding the sell.
You still long? Or well, you still okay? You still short?
Still short long term.
Gotcha. Correct. Okay, gotcha.
And that pound just did numbers for us. Going back over there to gold. Oh yeah, gold's still doing numbers. Good God, yeah, good. My target on pound overall is still at 1750 down there.
Okay.
Looking at the gold, we got some hella pips on that gold, boy. Hella pips on that gold. Clutch.
Can you do a quick top down on gold real fast?
Yeah.
Probably start from like the weekly or something. Or
yeah, I got you. Give me 1 second. Respond to somebody real quick. But yes, sir, we'll do a top down on gold. Yeah, I've been waiting on this. I've been stalking this gold sale for a while. For sure.
I seen one of the students ask you about like US 30 or something like that. Like, what type of index is that? Like, I don't like that saying like options, or what is that?
Say that one more time.
I said I seen a student ask you about US 30 or something like that. Like, what is that? What's that all about?
Okay, yeah, US 30 is an index. It's very volatile. 1 penny is like opens up at 10 times as much as a Bitcoin. So you got to have a pretty hefty account to even trade a penny on the index. But it's real heavy. It's really volatile, but it pays out like crazy. But if you're wrong, of course, that same crazy payout will be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'll eat you up. So US 30, I trade it rarely, but I trade it when I see a clean, crystal clear opportunity.
Right.
All right, let's pop this top down on gold. All right, so let's go to the monthly. Boom, right off the bat, looking at the monthly, it's almost, okay, so what we see here on the monthly, again, trend over. We see high or the low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher low, or higher low. First sign of lower low, lower high, trend over. Trend over. So now that we've identified trend over was back in 2008, we know this level's resistance. Now we've got a double top there.
Exactly.
So we know now from here, short-term positions only, long-term if we want to stay in line with the trend, short-term, or long-term short positions.
Right.
So
right.
Essentially what I see here now is, of course, ABC, A, B, C. Notice how C is right on the 50.
Okay, I see that.
Then we got C to D. So that would be the A, B, C, D pattern. Notice how D came right back to the previous high.
Exactly.
Here.
Exactly.
So now we know we're heading for a retrace down, which are likely, I don't think it'll come all the way back down here, but it's possible. With the way crypto's taking over the market, it's possible gold loses pretty much all of its value. So now what I'm seeing and anticipating is this harmonic pattern here. So how I found that was, of course, the Fibonacci A to B, the retracement from B to C, which is the expansion, A, oh shit. B, here we go. So it would look like this. Boom. So you see how that particular D came to the Fibonacci expansion 61.8.
Okay. Okay.
Now we're in a situation where we're now forming another trend down. So on the C to D move would be another Fibonacci retracement. So C to D. C to D gives us another Fibonacci retracement point. And now we got the 161 as a likely target, what I'm seeing, like right here, which will actually be almost $400 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, a harmonic is just a series of Fibonacci points combined together in sequence.
Okay. Okay.
Different retracements and different expansions will form out the different harmonic patterns that you see. You know, some harmonic patterns look different than others, and they're all based on exact, precise Fibonacci points. So now here on gold, obviously long term, we're shorting, heading towards our completion of this harmonic. So in short term, we'd be going in here, going all the way back down. Now that we've had our swing analysis done on long term, we then come in here and we can take advantage of our intraday strategy. 30-minute, like for example here, looking at today's intraday strategy, looking at the highs and lows of the day, we know that this area was a range. Just looking at price action and the setup of these highs and lows of the day, we know this area is a range. We know that. We see that.
Right.
So going to our intraday situation, we got Asian session right in here, London session breakout. Notice how we came and broke yesterday's low.
Okay, yeah, I see
so
that.
At the break of yesterday's low would have been the ideal entry for today's intraday. Considering that we've already done the higher time frame analysis and we know which way the trend's going, long term, we know where to enter on an intraday basis because we're only taking trades in line with the higher time frame.
Exactly. Got you. Got you.
And zooming out here to the 4 hour, based on that breakout that we're getting, looking at the 4 hour chart, the 4 hour is going to fall until it finds support. Looking at this particular setup, we got that trend, the low right here, higher low, or higher high, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, trend over. So it'd actually be right here. Trend over on this particular swing. That's identified again by the higher highs or higher lows, then the first sequence of lower highs and lower low. Trend over, boom, now we're in the retracement mode. Here's the 61.8. Here's the 71.8. Here is the 100. And here would be a complete retrace down here to 1683. Make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Good deal. And that's the top down for gold. So you see gold is where I'm shorting that for a good amount of, I got quite a few targets down there. Most importantly being this this retracement down here, this target, due to the simple fact that this huge wick is here untested. So that is my ideal target, 1683.
So on that, Can you go back to that one chart? Can you let me see. I think was you just at the hour or the 4 hour? You see.
On gold?
Yeah, on gold. Yeah. I was gonna ask you a question about
All right.
yeah, I think right there. Okay, yeah. So you see where the retracement came in. So you see right where they okay, you see this the first rectangle, right? After the first drop right here.
All right, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that binary should have just closed. We should have just won that one. So now we're on trade number 3. The next trade will be 68.
Okay.
I'll let you know when I enter, but yeah, you can go ahead.
I guess basically what I'm trying to look at is on that gold chart. You pull it back up.
Oh shit, yeah.
I guess I was just actually I'm really just trying to keep everything in mind when I'm looking at the patterns and stuff like that. So can you say that can be like we sold at the what's that you know how the pattern go MAAW?
Yes, we sold at A.
Right. A1, correct?
Correct. A1.
Okay. Got you. Okay, that's what I wanted to that's what I wanted to see. Okay.
And this would have been the M.
Exactly.
MAAW.
Exactly. Got you.
Okay, speaking of which, now, so you're familiar with the market maker. So going back over here to Euro Pound, back over here, how we got this deep stop punt to the low down here. You know how the 3 impulse moves.
Right.
So if I go here to the right here on, it's probably gonna be the 30 minute. Here we go. Asian range. 1, 2, 3.
Right.
That impulse move. You know how he says in the
Right,
video,
exactly. 3 levels.
Like they hit it once, hit it again,
Yeah.
hit it again, then go the other way for 7 hours.
They trap lower level shorts or something like that.
Yep, trap lower level shorts. Like for example, I started buying right in here.
Okay.
I started buying in the second push. Now the second push was tricky because if you look here on the 15-minute, it actually had played out as if it already gave the third push.
Oh, right. That's what be confusing me
right
sometimes.
here. So this is why I started buying them right here, because I saw the 3 pushes in one, but they were just broken up. This is actually one push.
Exactly. One level.
Right.
One level.
So
Right.
that
One count.
3 push right here is what had me buying right here. And then of course, like he says in the video, they hit it again.
Okay, that's
actually
beautiful because like you said, those 3 candles, that's like what the vector 3 push.
Right, like I said, it's a beautiful setup. That's why I'm still holding it. It's a beautiful setup. Just got caught up in the second push.
Gotcha.
But I'm still holding.
Okay.
And it's actually right in the beginning of the entry zone that I actually sent out an alert at 85.1. So based on the alert, it's perfect time to enter based on the alert I sent out right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's another thing I try to do too. I try to go to the 1 hour or the 4 hour, and I try to count. I really try to go to the hour and count the levels and see what level I'm in. See what level I'm in. I see the trend, and then I'll try to catch a V1 or an A1. You know what I mean? But
who's that? New Zealand CAD came falling down. Go ahead. I'm listening. I was just looking at it.
That's basically. I guess that's basically how I try to really narrow everything down. After I do the top down from your strategy, from doing what you do, I try to do that top down, and then when I get to the 4 hour, if I see any type of patterns like you said, a double top or a triple top or double bottom, whatever, I'll take it one step further and go to the 1 hour, and I'll try to count my levels and try to see, what trend that's in, and I try to count my levels, and I try to catch, off each level. You know what I mean? I'll try to catch an A1 or a V1 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But just trying to put everything in, together, all the confluences and signals and stuff like that. Everything coming along though pretty good. All I gotta do is just show up and just keep on, reiterating this knowledge and the application. Everything is coming.
Facts. All it takes is that repetition.
That's it, man. That's
like he says, once you start to see it, you can't unsee it.
That's it. That's it. I think what else? Oh yeah. So like, what exact levels do you use for the Fibonacci? Like, I know you used to use some sniper levels or whatever. Do you use the same levels or not really?
I actually don't use those levels as much anymore. Now I've just been focusing just on the numbers. But I do have that sequence saved in my file somewhere. So I'm going to put that back in the course just to help everybody out with the Fibonacci explanations.
Okay. So do we need to, know anything about the TDI or anything like that, or no? Not really?
Not really, not based on how I'm gonna be showing this template. Like I was telling Emmanuel earlier, whenever I launch the funded account program next month, I'm gonna use the community to do 30-day boot camps every month. And through those boot camps, we'll be doing the evaluations for the funded account live together. So every 30 days, I'll have a new batch of traders, of course, going through the boot camp, and we'll be going through using my particular strategy and template. So I won't necessarily be teaching anything using the TDI.
Gotcha. Yeah, I kind of thought that because you haven't really, like, when you do, like, I've been watching your YouTubes and stuff like that. I don't see, any of that coming up, and it's like you still break down the market, what I'm saying, in layman's terms. So that's why I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool,
Right, smooth. So now with this next trade, I'm gonna do another 15-minute sell on pound. I'm going to enter now. That's a 15-minute sale. We're on trade number 3, so this one's gonna be 68.
68? Okay, cool.
Yep, 15 minutes down on the pound. Were you guys able to grab it, hop in there?
Yeah, I hopped in there.
Okay, good deal.
So in essence, the options is basically just, we really, really telling the market where price is going to go in that time span, like in that 15-minute range.
Right, and all we have to do is be correct by 1 pip to get the payout.
Wow.
And of course, as you see, it's 80, sometimes 80, it gets as high as 90%.
Wow.
That's why I traded simultaneously. Because it's the same market, same charts. So I traded literally side by side.
So this is how options work, as essentially.
Yep. Just based on time, precise entry, and you just need 1 pip to be correct. You also just need 1 pip to be wrong too, so that's where the precision comes in.
Okay.
You could take a trade, you'd be in the money for 15 minutes, and all of a sudden that 16th minute, you out of profit, and then the trade closed, and then the next 5 minutes, it shoot right back in the direction you would have won. You're like, damn.
So you use your entry based on the 5 minute or the 1 minute of the currency pairs?
Depends on how long I'm expecting to take the binary trade. Most of the time, intraday, since I'm taking the binaries intraday, I'm typically taking trades off the 15 and the 5, 15, and 30.
5, 15, and 30. Okay, cool.
And when I take my intraday positions, I'm likely taking a Forex position too, due to the fact I got to be so precise when it comes to binary.
Yeah.
Use that same precision on Forex. And sometimes, you'll see me, let me zoom out. Sometimes you'll see me in a position and I'll be right here because I took the trade binary and I entered on Forex. So not only did I win the trade binary, my precision was all the way at the T, and I get everything.
You get everything.
My precision originated from binary. I started trading binary before I started trading Forex.
Oh, really?
On MT4. Yeah, I started off with binary. So that's where my precision and timing essentially came from.
Okay. Okay. And also I wanted to point out that the course on the what's the free course you got on the what's that?
Udemy?
Listen, man, that I want to say the key chart levels and the key triggers, man, that's an awesome video because you basically summarize what we need to look for and how we need to do it. Is you said step 1 is the chart levels, step 2 is the trigger levels, and you said step 3 is identifying understanding and identifying where the entries and the exits is going to line up with the with the timing in the sessions. That was perfect.
Exactly.
That was perfect.
Plus, and what I've been doing over the past years, what's been taking me so long to release the newest courses, because I want to make sure it's as simple as possible. Everybody out there training the do this, do that, pull out your calculator, boop, do this, do that, all this extra shit. And I'm like, man, folks just want to get paid. So that's really what I've spent my time doing for the last 6-7 months. And that's what really helped me perfect my accuracy, making sure this course is to the T. Anybody can open up the computer, follow the course one time, really, and be able to be like, boom, I know exactly what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
And what I look at for in the strategy, like I was saying the other day, I don't care what pair it is. I'm only looking at the pattern. So when it comes to people asking me, do I trade this and I trade that? And like my only answer is if I feel like it. Because I can trade anything because I've studied patterns. So it doesn't matter what symbol, whether it's pound, gold, USD this, USD that, blah, blah, blah. I don't care because I'm only interested in the pattern. The only time I'm looking at the symbol is when I'm actually entering and managing my risk. Because of course, you got to use different weights on different pairs. So that's the only time I really even pay attention to what currency I'm looking at. Other than that, pure pattern, I don't care. Give me a chart, I'll read the pattern and trade it.
Exactly. Now, I guess let's see. I like how you the indicator, the high and low the high and low lines.
Okay.
Yeah. So so when you launch the course, you're gonna is that gonna be included with the template? So I guess.
Yeah, that'll be included in there too.
Okay. That's a good one right there. That's a good one. Just like as we looking at it right now, you see those two peak formation highs, and then you see the second one touching the yesterday's high. You see that?
Right there in the 8. That's what I was pointing out that as well. That was in Asian range.
Right.
Typically, the high or low isn't necessarily retested until London session. So due to the fact that this high was already tested in Asian, gave me the clear sign that this was likely going to be a straight break, a straight drop today. No high contested. The reason I say that is because if you look how price broke out of the Asian range here, and then if you look, price literally came back to the bottom of it before it was rejected again.
Right. Okay, I see that. Okay.
You can really utilize the Asian range clutch. The Asian range comes in clutch because it helps work with your intraday support and resistance.
Okay, so by looking at this pair, so what you're saying is the second strike to the high right there, the second P formation high, we can basically say that the high of the day was set, or no?
Yeah, you can basically say the high of the day was set in Asian
In
range.
Asian. Okay.
Due to the fact that it had already completed a retest of yesterday's high here.
Exactly.
Low key, the same thing happened yesterday, but it was to the downside here on the Asian range.
Wow, it's crazy.
Crazy, right? And then if you look here, came right back to the top of the Asian range and bounced up.
Wow. It makes sense because they want you see that pin right there, that pin to the high before that retracement. Yeah, right there. You can say that's where the money was taken at because
that's where the money was snatched.
Yeah. Okay, it makes sense.
So now combining these swings and everything, you can actually see a head and shoulders right there.
Yeah.
Shoulder, head, shoulder.
Yeah.
And we're in line with the higher time frame.
Yeah, that'd be beautiful right there when you can go back to a higher time frame and still see that.
See your drawing markup?
Man.
Yeah, that's clutch.
Yeah, I was like I said, I was doing one of your top downs, and I was doing the charting key levels, and when I kept on switching down to the lower time frame, I still see that zone, and then I'm seeing double tops. Like I put in the resistance, a strong resistance zone, for the monthly or something like that. Then I go all the way down to the 4 hour to hour. In that same zone to be at like a double top on an hour time frame. So it's like right on point. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm on the right track.
Good shit. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing once it all starts coming together for sure. I'm gonna go back and take a look at that euro pound that we were fooling with. Okay, yeah, euro pound's coming back up. Remember, euro pound and pound USD typically are inverse.
Inverse. Okay.
So automatically with the confirmation of pound going short gives us another additional confirmation that we are correct on our long bias coming off of this euro pound. Same with gold. With gold going short, that gives us a confirmation that pound USD is going to go short. And in fact, USD CAD will go long. Well, it's already going long. And also, just a key thing to point out right here on this USD CAD, look at the Asian range. Look at the Asian range, and then look at the retest.
Wow. Okay.
We know we're going long here.
That retest. Oh, okay. I see it. Okay. Gotcha.
And we should be heading up here to 2.7. So I'm actually going to post this trade in the chat now as well.
The UCAD. Okay.
Yep.
So
I posted a swing in it the other day, so I'm still in it from the other day entry, but this will be an entry for today.
Okay. So when we looking at this right here, we don't have to look at the RSI, anything like that. We just looking at pure patterns.
Right. We can look at pure patterns.
Okay. Pure price action. Got you.
All right. Just put that UCAD up there. All right, good deal. Yeah, UCAD's up there. That particular pound USD binary is going to close out for us in a minute.
Yeah, I see it right here.
We got what? I got a minute and a half left on mine over here.
Okay.
And then let's look at a position on, well, no, we'll wait to the close of this hour before we take another position. Let me go to the 15-minute. Here we go. Once this hour closes, we'll look for another position.
Okay, I see
it may come off. I may come on a different pair. So when I'm looking for this 10 in a row, I don't necessarily have to stick with one pair. I actually bounce back and forth to make sure I'm finding the most precise entry, because again, I got to get 10. We got to hit 10 in a row.
Okay.
So the next trade will possibly come on. I also pay attention to the payout percentage. Like if you pull up your currency list over there on the binary screen, you'll see they're all listed at different percentages. I try to stay above 70.
Okay, I see this one say, I think payout 87%.
Yeah, 87% on pound right now. So that's still a solid one. Now I'm just scanning the market looking for which of the highest paying out currencies have the most profitable looking pattern to take a trade on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If I don't see anything, then I just wait.
So I mean, like a student, like, do you advise us to, like, before we open an MT4 or something like that, look at the investing.com and read some things and stuff like that, or that stuff really don't matter?
I say I do recommend looking at it, but I would only look at it when the market's not moving.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I typically only look at it when the market stops moving and I'm trying to figure out what's holding up the market. I'll go look at news.com or whatever, see a release coming out in 30, 45 minutes or an hour, and I'll be like, okay, that's why.
Okay.
And I'll typically wait for that news announcement to come, for that pattern to form, and then I take the trade, especially if I haven't hit previous high or low of the day yet. Like for NFP. NFPs are starting to get really easy because all I'm doing is simply sitting back waiting for 8:30 to hit and one of the previous day's high or low to be hit and pull the trigger that way.
Right. Okay.
Same strategy. You just gotta wait because you know that NFP be a little volatile. So you wait for it to click hit unless the high's already been tested. If the high's already been tested or the low's already been tested previous day before NFP hits and the pattern's there, NFP is gonna be a breeze. But say, for instance, if NFP comes in and say the Asian range, say the day opened in the middle, in between the high and low of yesterday, like right in here, this is the Asian range.
Right.
Now NFP comes in and the market's still right here. Now NFP has the potential spike up to this high and then spike down to this high. So I would have to simply just wait until NFP takes effect, NFP news release, the high struck, then I know I'm pulling the trigger the other way. Now, if NFP is playing out and say it's a setup like today, NFP would be a buy for USD CAD all day long with my eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
NFP, if today was NFP and NFP was coming out in a second, I would be buying all day long on this USD CAD. If you get this type of setup on an NFP day, it's likely gonna shoot 1,000 damn pips.
Wow.
And my confidence with my accuracy and my decision making just comes from, of course, over and over and over again. Again, I'm on like almost 53,000 hours straight.
No, for real. They say what? They say that 10,000 hour
right.
thing.
They say it takes about 10,000 to master a skill.
Right, right.
So I've mastered it 5 times.
For real.
Right.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
All right, so we got the new hour that just came in. Looking at the charts, let's see which way we're gonna take this next trade. Gold still down. Aussie still down. Let's see what pair we can pull out. NZD CAD. All right, let's pull out. Let's do this next trade on New Zealand CAD.
New Zealand CAD.
New Zealand CAD, yes sir. 15-minute buy.
Right now?
And yep, I just entered.
Oh man, I forgot to put the trade amount. It was still at 68.
Okay, just do 2 of them.
Okay.
Because this trade is actually just 123.
Gotcha. Gotcha. You say you like to stay over 80% or 70.
Right.
You stay over 70?
Yeah, I like to stay over 70, but if they give us the opportunity for 80, I'm always gonna look for an opportunity on one of the ones with a higher payout. That's why we just converted over to that in New Zealand CAD. Because if you look at New Zealand CAD, we're at the low of the day. So it's got the most probability of being in profit going long, back up here to the top side.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I see how you're looking at it. That's beautiful.
So basically, this is what we just took an entry down here at the low of the day. And this is trade number 4.
Okay.
So we would have 5 more trades and we'd be finished with the compound. Even if we stop today, all we have to do is pick up tomorrow on trade 5. Like I said, whether it takes me 1 day or 2 or 3 days or even a week, if I'm just taking 2 or 3 binaries, I can still cap $6,000 off the original 25.
Whoa.
So when we get through this 10 compound, you'll see that whatever that balance you started off with has increased about $5,000 to $6,000.
Wow. Just off being precise in timing.
Just off being precise in timing. Like right now, we're already in profit on our New Zealand CAD, and we should be in profit for the whole life of this 15 minutes.
Wow.
Euro pound still looking good. Pound USD still following our track. Gold still falling. Aussie USD is down. It's likely going to break this low and continue. Euro USD still tanking good. So we should be in profit everywhere on your Forex accounts. Which is clutch.
So you don't have a course on options, huh?
Say that again.
I said you don't have a course on options, huh?
Not yet, but I will have it coming out with the rest of them next week.
So options. So can you look at options is like scalping or no?
Yeah, you can look at options like scalpers. Yeah, these we gonna eat this market up today. Our Forex entries are already crushing. Did you take any Forex trades? Are you in any Forex positions?
No, nope. I woke up kind of late. Nope, I ain't get in.
Okay, if you do want to get in this New Zealand CAD that we just entered on binary is the best available opportunity right now.
All right. And that's a buy, right?
Yeah, New Zealand CAD. Yep.
What you think the stop loss should be?
You can drop it at 89.6 or 89.5, just about 10 pips.
Okay.
So how are you feeling after getting on with me for this last hour or so?
Man, you really probably covered everything that I had some questions and stuff written down, but when we was flowing through it, you was basically knocking them out, like with
Knocking
the
them out left and right.
yeah, with the RSI and the intraday trend and the Fibonacci. So yeah, you was kind of really beating everything down. I didn't really have to really like kind of go like question for question. You really was just knocking it out.
Good deal. Good deal. I'm gonna end the recording so the file's not too big, and then we can stay on. I'm just gonna end the recording.
Yeah, that's